I've been looking at the viewfinder the whole time. Hey book lovers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and today we're going to be wrapping up September and heading into spooky season. It's sweater season. The pumpkins, the fall leaves, the trees are so beautiful during the fall and I just cannot wait to soak everything in. And let me not get ahead of myself. The books. Yeah. I cannot wait to get into some spooky and cozy reads this season. No, but for real, like, where are we wearing these big mics at? Are we wearing them up here on our chest? Like, where am I supposed to wear this big mic? The first book I read in September was RazorBlade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This was my first S.A. Cosby read. He is highly, highly recommended on Book Talk, and I just had to get into it. I actually have several of his books on my shelf, so I have a whole reading list to get into. But I decided to start with RazorBlade Tears because it's one of the more popular ones, and I wanted to see what the tea was. This book is about two fathers that are trying to get revenge for their son's death. Now, when they say they gonna pay it back in blood, they talking about this book right here. When I tell you this book is action-packed and following these two fathers who are also two ex-cons, listen, they don't care. They getting it by any means. But I truly, truly enjoyed the story. The ending, the ending of this book literally broke me. I was in tears at like 1 o'clock in the morning when I finally finished this. And I also really enjoyed the character development in this story because both of these characters have deep-rooted, generational, outdated thoughts when it comes to societal norms, and they were basically prejudiced against their sons, and they never got to apologize for it while their sons were living. So this is like them giving them their sons flowers. I really appreciate S.A. Cosby for putting light on these issues because there's still a lot of people today that think this way, unfortunately. Next, I read Immortal Dark by Tigest Girma. OMG, I was anticipating this read since like January. She did great with promoting her own book because she sold it to me. The selling point for this book was black vampires and dark academia. I couldn't resist. And this book is so beautiful.
That's a fancy book.
Very fancy. Thank you, sir. So in this book, we're following Kadan, and she is looking for her missing sister, and she suspects that her sister was kidnapped by vampires. So she infiltrates the vampire school, and she's trying to locate her sister. The plot was plotting. Y'all, I can't even lie. Kadan was on my nerves this entire book. Like, she is so unhinged. Her decision making, non-existent. Non-existing. Whatever the worst decision you can make, that's what Kadan gonna make. This also has a very unique magical system. It's about house magic. I've never heard of that in my life, and I was thoroughly enjoying learning about the house magic. But I will say that the world building is very complex in this book. There were so many moments where I was taken out of the story because I was trying to understand what was going on with the world. It was really hard to figure out for me at some points, but all in all, I did really enjoy the story, and I cannot wait for book 2 because the way this book ended, no ma'am. Book 2 immediately. Nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me nothing. A Moth to a Flame by Ashley Antoinette. Why? Why? Honestly, this was one of my top reads of the month. I had a I can't say I had a good time. I was stressed out most of the time, but the story is so, so good. So in this story, we're following Raven. And basically, Raven thinks she's grown. She's 17. She's about to be grown, but not really. Like, I don't consider 18 grown. Like, you still don't know anything about the world. But anyway, she thinks that she knows everything. She thinks that she knows the streets. She wants to be a part of that street life. She wants to be a street wife. And we're literally following her journey into adulthood and how all of these decisions that she makes literally affects her and the people that are around her. Whoo! And by the end of this book, I was in tears. I was in tears. I was so heartbroken, but so good. So good. Next, I read Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is book 2 in the Hunger Games series. I really enjoyed book 2. I did not see that ending coming from nowhere. Like, when I tell you half of the book, I was confused. Like, why are we doing this? And at some points, I was like, this is feeling very repetitive of the first book. I see now where we were going and where we're trying to land at, I guess. Not really, but I see where the story was going for book 2. In book 2, we're basically learning more about the rebellion, and we get to see Kat and Peter and Kat and Gail and how their relationship is kind of blossoming in the direction of where that's all going. And let me just say, I am still team Katniss because these men, you can't let these men stress you out, girl. I still need to watch the movie for Catching Fire, but I'm still having a good time with this series, and I cannot wait to see where book 3 takes us. You know, I gotta start reading synopsis because I can save myself a lot of heartache if I just read the back of the book. This book emotionally tore me up. Like, I am not the same anymore. I can't even look at life the same anymore after reading this book. I am being wow, however you want to say it, 100. Like, this book literally changed my outlook on life. Like, how ungrateful of us. That's how I feel. I can't even complain about the little things in life anymore after reading this book, after reading how these people were treated during World War II. I am sick about it. This is a historical fiction, but it's historical, so there's some truth to it. When it got truth to it, it be hurting a little bit worse. This book takes place during World War II, and we're following 2 sisters and their experiences during that time and what they had to do and sacrifice to survive. Survive is such a fickle word in this case. I don't even know if I said the name of the title, but the title, I just got straight into it, but I'm talking about The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. This story was beautiful, just beautifully written. It was so easy to understand. I love when an author can add in those historical facts without dumping a whole bunch of info on us. Like, she did it perfectly. It just perfectly meshed with the story. You didn't have to feel like you had to go study history, go to history class or anything. Yeah, it's definitely one of them stories that's going to stick with me for a long time. I have not been able to recover yet from this book. I've been trying, but I don't know. I don't know when I'll be back to normal. I tried to get back to normal by reading a cozy fantasy next. I read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Such a cute, cozy read. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the different POV from she's not a doctor. She's a professor, and she's basically studying fairies and the world of fairies. And you know what I appreciated about this book? Fairies aren't like Tinkerbell, baby. These fairies are not like some cute little dainty thing with wings. They all look different, and I would say we're getting the uglier traits of what the fairies are in this book. I had never seen or read anything like that, and I just really enjoyed this world. I enjoyed learning about the fairies. It was a fun time. As far as the love interest go, I can't say I'm completely sold on the love interest because of the way they spoke to each other. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling the banter between our two main characters, but it's something there. This book is a perfect palate cleanser, or if you just want to read something light and cozy. I definitely would consider this a low stakes fantasy. So it's not a lot going on, and you could just have a good old time with a cup of tea. Enjoy yourself. Wait for it. Processing. Normal People by Sally Rooney. One side of me is like, what did I just read? And then the other side of me was like, it's beautiful, like it's a masterpiece. But then the other side of me is like, this is so toxic. But then the other side of me is like, wow, what a way to write a human experience. This is real. This book is not plot driven. We are following two characters and their lives and how they maneuver through relationships, and it's definitely giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. I do understand why people say this book is mundane, kind of boring, not a lot going on, because it's just truth. The way Sally was able to depict the human experience, she had bars, okay? This may not be your experience, but it's definitely a real life human experience. Humans are routine. We're boring. We go through and make all these crazy decisions that may not make sense, but we're just trying to figure it out in life. And I just feel like that's what this book gave. I think I love it. I still haven't rated this on Goodreads yet because I feel like I'm still processing what happened. But I think, yeah. We're following Kano and Marianne, and we're basically a fly on the wall and looking into their relationship and how it develops from friendship to love to friendship to love. It's a crazy spiral. It's like these two characters were on a loop, and I don't know what to say because I feel like the loop never ended, and the ending of this book is gonna leave you like, what? The ending of this book put my mind back in the loop. So read it. The last book I read in September was White Nights, and I think the name is Fyodor. I do not know how to pronounce the last name, so I won't pronounce the last name, but it's a pretty short read. It's about 60 pages. We are following two people that are chronically alone. Like, they're alone all the time. They do not have friends. They have very little family, and they end up finding each other and they develop this friendship. It's very short. I wish it was more to the story. Like, I need more. The way this author was able to describe the experience of someone that is alone, like really navigates the world alone, they ate down. They ate down. The writing is beautiful, but it's a lot of writing. Like, it's a short book, but like the word count in here is counting. It's a lot of words. So I did have to shamefully restart this book 3 times. I restarted 3 times because you can't get distracted, because I was listening to it at work and then I would try to come and read some and then I'll be like, what are we talking about? I suggest you just sit down and read this in one sitting and don't do like I did and try to read, listen, re-listen, because you're going to get lost. This is one of those, you just sit down, read it, digest it, think about it. I'm still thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out, did I catch it? But I feel like it was a cute story, cute love story. I don't know if I would consider this a love story. It's kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of sad. I read a lot of sad books this month. I need something happy. With that being said, let's get into our October reads. I'm so excited, y'all. So my plan is to do spooky thriller, because you guys know I'm kind of a punk. So I don't feel like I have any really scary books. I think it's like one scary book up here that would be considered scary. So I'm going to show that to you. I'm definitely going to add that to the list. But I want to do a combination of spooky and cozy. Spooky and cozy reads. So let's see. Basically, I got a shelf for all of the books that I plan to read this fall. So I'm going to try to stick to this for my physical TBR. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be adding some more this month because I want to read a couple more thrillery type spooky reads. So I need to get some recommendations. Olivia, if you're out there, please drop the spooky recommendation because the way you read spooky all year, I trust no one but you. You not new to this, you true to this. So I need more spooky recommendations. So that's why I'm kind of leaving it open. But I think for this month, I'm going to pick 6 books. I think that's 3 spooky / thriller and then 3 cozy / fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Anyways, let's start with the spooky. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson. I heard that this is a Carrie retelling and I just cannot wait to get into it. I really enjoyed Monday's Not Coming. I literally cried my eyes out, so I'm excited to see what this one is about, and it's giving spooky vibes, so I feel like I need to read this month. Oh yeah, I wouldn't say spooky. This is thriller vibes. Yeah. Big Frida. I'm ready to get into the Frida McFadden universe. We're going to read The Housemaid this month. I'm so excited. This is actually going to be my first read of October. These are pretty quick reads. I feel like I could add more of her books to the TBR this month, but I'm just going to do one for now. This is one of her more popular books, so I'm excited to see what it's all about. Let's get into it. Okay, can you get in there, please? Okay, so this is the spooky book I was talking about. Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. I think that's how you say it. Everyone says that this is a spooky type of read, but some people said it's not that scary. Some people said it's giving scary. So I guess I'm going to have to find out for myself. I'm scared, period. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So I'm excited to see what this is talking about. It has a lot of cute, I don't know if it's for, never mind. I was going to show y'all the pictures that's in here, but I just got scared, so never mind. But they have graphics in here, so somebody read this with me because I'm scared. I'm going to make my husband sit down and read it with me. That might be enough spooky for me for the month, honestly, truly. Okay, so I feel like that was 3 spookies. No, but honestly, y'all, I want to try to get into this one this month, too. I want to try to get into The Passengers by John Mars. I heard this book is so good. It's a thriller. I don't know. This one might be giving spooky, too. It says, who lives and who unalive. You decide. Oh, yeah. We need to read this. This is going to be on the list, too. I've been really wanting to read Legends and Lattes. Like, it just seems so cute and cozy. It definitely has a lot of mixed reviews, but I want to read it because it's giving the same vibes as the Encyclopedia of Fairies. I definitely want to try to read this month, so stay tuned. The 5th Season by N.K. Jeminson. I've heard so many great things about this fantasy, I believe. Y'all, I gotta start reading the back of books. But I do believe this is a fantasy series. I think it's 3 in this series. I don't know, but I'm excited to read it because everybody has only raved about it. I've only seen great reviews about this book, so I got a little bit of FOMO, so I'm ready to get into it. I've been looking at the viewfinder the whole time. I definitely want to try to get into Viola Davis's memoir, Finding Me. I got a feeling this book is going to emotionally break me, and that's just what I need. That's just what I need during the cozy season. So excited to get into that. I don't have the physical copy yet, but I do want to get into the last book in the Hunger Games series. I think it's called The Mockingjay. So I believe that's the last book in the series. And then there's like a standalone or something. I don't know. It's another book in the in the family of books, but it's not part of the series. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to get to Mockingjay this month and watch the movie. So if you have any more spooky, fall, cozy recommendations, please comment below and let me know which one of these I need to be reading immediately. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video, all that fun stuff. If you want to get quicker updates on what I'm reading and my reactions, make sure you're following me on my other platforms because I post a little quicker on those. But I will keep you posted on all of my spooky reads. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.